guys, welcome back. So today we got 2008 Hyundai Elantra. Um, I think it's the same model with the 2000 other models on Elantra Tourings, right? Today we're gonna be replacing our timing belt because this is our part number for the timing belt. So we'll be replacing this. I know it's on old models and on these late models right now that they don't have timing belt system. So I'm just gonna show you the procedure on how to replace this, and then sometimes usually when I recommend timing belt, it's either 100,000 kilometers or 5 years, since it's over 5 years now. So we're just doing a replacement, a preventative maintenance on our timing belt system. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna remove our timing chain not timing chain, timing belt covers, right? And as you can see here on our side here, I usually loosen first the bolts there on our water pump pulley. Alright, that's 10 mm, and then once I loosen those, then I can start loosening our alternator tensioner. We're gonna loose the bolt, the nut at the bottom of the alternator itself. We can push down and we can remove our belt here. So let's do that, and that's it. It's been a while since I've been I did one of this, so I have to still remember all the stuff. So I'm just removing now loosen the 4 bolts holding the water pump pulley. And then we're gonna loosen our alternator tensioner. We're gonna use 12 mm socket. And if you have a 12 mm ratcheting wrench, that's gonna be a good place to use this here for our tensioner. Since I already loosened the bottom nut for our mounting for alternator, so we can just pull off the alternator and I can remove the belt. Okay, so the belt is removed. Now I'm gonna start removing this mount and also this cover. So the cover just, I think, 4 bolts, 10 mm. I'll put this aside. And what I usually use is, what I do is we have, since I work in the shop, we have a crossbar to support the engine. If you don't have a crossbar, you can use what do you call that, a jack stand to support the engine. So you just put the jack stand in the oil pan so we can remove our mount. So we're gonna go look for that crossbar. So I set up our engine support there, so I'm just gonna remove our mounts. Then I'm gonna remove this bracket. It's a 14 socket. Good. Now we have space here to remove our water pump pulley. Okay. So our pulley, and there's another that's at the back there, so it's gonna be like this. And then what we can do now is I'm gonna lift up the vehicle, and then we're gonna remove our AC belt there. So we remove our right front wheel, and as you can see there's a splash guard. So I think there's 3 bolts holding this. We're gonna remove that. Let's put this aside. Sorry guy there, this is the tensioner for the AC belt. So this here at the center, you loosen that a little bit. That's a 14 millimeter socket, and then at the back, that's where you adjust it. So you can see my finger, and that's 12 mm. can slide off the belt. And now you can see that our crankshaft pulley, and there's some bolt there on the cover, so I usually remove this. I don't set it from here, I set the timing inside, and then I'll just mark the belt. So let me remove this pulley. I think that's 22 mm. Just gonna wiggle this. Okay. And also don't forget this plate here. It's very important. Then we're gonna remove all our bolts there. Let's see. So I guess I'm gonna lower the car again to access those top ones. I still have this here. I think there's one at the very center there and one at the bottom of the water pump. So downwards, I think. Yeah. Okay. Now, since all covers are removed, as you can see here, our timing belt tensioner, and I don't know if it will show you guys. When I remove the tensioner, I'll show you what I'm talking about. There's gonna be an arrow there where to set up, and also now I'm gonna put back our crankshaft pulley bolt, and then we can turn that engine. if you will see that. It's too bright. So there's a white mark there on our crankshaft, and there's a notch on the engine itself. So you just line it up, eyeball it, and then on the top one there's a hole for our camshaft, and then we're just gonna line it up to the cylinder head too. And there's our hole here, so it's not yet lined up. We should line up on that red one there. I don't know if you will see that. It's too bright. There's a mark here on the cylinder head. So I'm just gonna turn the engine again. Okay, I line up our crankshaft there. Then what we usually use is I use a pin or something like that, just to confirm that, you know. Just to confirm that this one on the hole, it lines up to the red part on the cylinder head. So now we're all lined up. Usually on how I do the timing belt, I mark our belt, right? I know it's an overkill, but for me it's a foolproof that I won't mess up the timing system. So just gonna mark 2 there, and I'll match it with the new belt. And same thing on the crankshaft, I put 3 white marks there. And then we're gonna remove our tensioner now. The tensioner, remove the center bolt, 12 mm, loosen it. Okay. Now we can remove our belt. Okay, that's our new old belt. So now, before we're gonna install our new belt and mark the new belt, I'm gonna show you on how I set this up so it's easier to install. So So I got this pin from all timing chain, tensioners, and whatever you can use, as long as it will fit on this hole here. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna move this. You can just move it by hand or tensioner. Think it as if it comes with, on the factory. We put that there. So right now it's holding, right? And as you can see, these two like brackets here. This thing, because maybe you will confuse yourself. There's two nuts here, spaces here. I guess that's too bright. Can you see it now? So you can see there that, and at the top one. You see this top one, and I think my finger, the bottom of the top one. So that tensioner will sit this bracket here, so that will go in at the bottom, right? Like that. It should be staying there. You can see that, not on top, because we're gonna hit the camshaft. So now next is we're gonna mark our new belt. This is our old belt, and this is our new belt here. And make sure it's directional. As you can see that there's direction in there. So where's the arrow goes, that's clockwise. That's how you're gonna install it. So first we're gonna put our markings there. And then we'll just match it. Teka muna tayo, i-drain ko yun. Now, I think this is a foolproof filter. Sometimes I don't trust parts. So this one, at least we can confirm that they have the same heat on the belt. Right? So turning. Okay, so our old belt matches to the new belt. Now we're gonna install our new belt. So I'm just gonna install the new belt, and I'll just match it. So we'll just so the bottom one marks our match, and the top one. Now we're gonna put our tensioner, and when we adjust our tensioner, there's an Allen key here. We're gonna turn that. And also there's an arrow on this tensioner where to turn it, so when we adjust the tension we can move it like that, right? So yeah. Now that's good. So I'm just gonna turn the crank and twice on the crank and make sure that this hole here will line up on the head. Okay, so the crank is lined up, and then we just double check our alignment here, so that lines up. So that's it. So we put our new bolt, and I'm just gonna put all the components back in reverse order, and that should be it. put our belt there, and the AC one. Right, and so to feel the tension is just, you know, feel it if it has good tension, and then you can lock this nut here. So I put our oil and start this vehicle. We don't hear any abnormal noise there. We don't have any check engine light. Right? Let me do one more time. Starts no problem. So they have both noise. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that timing belt replacement on our old Elantra, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. Thank you for watching.